acting. I don't see the pros, don't know the cons, forget the whys. We don't know why.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. This is going to be just a little bit more because there's just so many layers to this, and I just want to talk about things just a little bit deeper when it comes to Cassie and Sean Puffy Diddy Combs. So this is Sean Uncovered, because when I hear comments and people make commentary about Cassie and the fact that they feel that this was just a money grab and she really had no intentions on being a voice for victims, I beg to differ. Everyone has the right to their opinions, of course, but I beg to differ, and here's why. I want to start with the man that she married. And there are some people that feel that if it wasn't for Diddy, she wouldn't even be with the man that she married, because allegedly he was her personal trainer that Diddy hired to do work with her. Now, looking back over things and looking where things are now, this is the man that she married, and they have 2 children together. In some ways, this could have been a way of God sending someone to save her in some ways, because she had allegedly, and she said in her lawsuit, had made previous attempts to leave, but ultimately she was right back where she was trying to leave from before. And no, he did not have her locked up behind bars and in a cage or in a kennel, or locking her in a room or a warehouse or a storage unit or, crazy things. Because listen, there are crazy people out here that have done things like that. I've seen the stories. I haven't been reporting on them because they're just so horrific. But because this is a situation that a lot of us are knowing about, with 2 people that we have become familiar with, one more than the other, meaning more familiar with Diddy than Cassie. Of course, we don't know any of these people personally. We feel that we know a whole lot about them. And so to hear these terrible things that she was subjected to, even if she agreed to them, I don't believe that she wanted to do the things that she was doing. Just like, I'm just going to put it out there, I don't believe that most women or young ladies, teenagers, what have you, I don't believe that most of them would do things of a sexual nature, whether it is being a stripper down to being a paid sex worker, if they had other alternatives or options to make the amount of money that they were making doing what they were doing. They wouldn't do those things. I don't care what anyone says, but there are some people who are going to make it seem like they enjoy it. But I'm not convinced. No one can convince me. I don't care how much of a freak you say you are, or how whatever, much and how often you like to do things like that. That's it should be such a smaller percentage or portion of your life that you are focused on. So anyone that is hyper focused on sex all the time, they really have real, I feel, clinical mental issues that may be undiagnosed, period. So I don't believe that most women, if they were able to live the type of life and lifestyle that doing those types of things afforded them to do, that they would be doing those things. That's just my personal belief. No one can convince me different, so don't even try, okay? And I'm not here saying anything negative about people that do those things, but I'm saying if they were able to make the type of money that they were making doing those types of things, I don't believe that they would be doing those types of things. So I just believe that, yeah, for the most part, the people who are embedded in that type of lifestyle, it is because of the money that they are making and what it affords them to be able to do in their life. But with that being said, Diddy being uncovered, I feel that her having the conversations with her now husband is probably what really was the full catalyst of her breaking free from this monster and being completely done with him. Because some people are saying things like, how could he be with a woman like that, knowing that he is with a woman that did all of these different types of things with him and allegedly paid male escorts and male prostitutes and whoever else doing these freak offs and whatever, they were calling them. But I believe that she already talked to her husband about these things. And so she already exposed him to her husband. He was uncovered to her husband. Now, we know Diddy, he likes to play the pseudo-Christian, God-fearing man. I don't care. No one that does the types of things that he does, in my personal opinion, even believes in God, because there's no way that you could have a belief of God, a fear of God, and you could be doing these types of things to anyone. I don't care. There's just no way. So you might believe in a God, but you don't believe in the true and living God. Now, in 2022, he paid tribute, which is laughable, to Kim Porter while accepting the 2022 BET Awards Lifetime Achievement Award. While being honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2022 BET Awards in Los Angeles, he gave special shout outs to Porter, who passed away unexpectedly of allegedly pneumonia in 2018 at the age of 47. After several star-studded performances that paid homage to his career, Diddy played an old video clip of Porter telling him, "Congratulations, Puffy, you're a star. I can't tell you how proud I am. From Harlem to Hollywood, that's a long journey. You work so hard, and I've watched you, your blood, sweat, and tears, and you've arrived." So sad. And there were videos of their children, their son, the twin girls, and it was featured in a montage. Then, before launching into a performance of "I'll Be Missing You," which was a song that was created that was supposed to be a tribute to Biggie, he performed it with Faith Evans and Maverick City Choir. And he said, "Baby girl, this is for you." During the performance, Diddy yelled out, "I miss you so much, baby." So fake and fraudulent. And other artists were there to perform, to pay homage to him. But after the performances, he was presented with the award by Kanye West and Babyface. And then while accepting the honor, he said, "I just miss Kim, y'all. Stay connected to God, and he'll bring you out. I just want to say thank you to Kim." Jeez. Then he went on to thank everyone who played a part in his life, including ex Cassie. And he thanked her for being there for him and bringing him out of the dark times. And this was in 2022. So basically, he's trying to say back then, after she had already left him, that he was going through dark times. No, you're just dark. You're not, like, many of us go through dark times, but we don't torture people. We don't, live these double lives. You're one way in the dark, and then in the light of day, people think that you're this amazing person. He said in his speech, "When I was a kid, I saw these images that were setting me up for failure. These images that were making me feel less than a dog. I was like, man, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I closed my eyes and dreamed and saw what I had to do." We here for ourselves. We here for our ancestors. You feel me? God gave me this message to give to you, and you, and you, and you. And the time is right now. I got this dream of Black people being free. I got this dream of us taking accountability and stop killing each other, being rich and wealthy and living on the same block. I have this dream of us unifying our allies. If you're with us, don't be silent. I got that dream for us to be free. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. We got to unify. So this man stood there before this crowd of people saying all of these things. People really didn't know, most of them really didn't know who he was. And for him to say, like, trying to stand up there sounding like Martin Luther Combs, to say, I got this dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a dream. It's just ridiculous. And for him in that moment in time to thank Cassie for bringing him out of the dark times. And then he's talking about he had a dream of us taking accountability and stop killing each other. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. And then he said, if you're with us, don't be silent. So Cassie wasn't. She decided to speak. She decided to let it be known. And honestly, it's on him that she went public with the lawsuit, because it was reported that he had offered her 8 figures and she declined it. But the money was being offered to her for her to keep silent. It wasn't so much of her wanting to settle without filing a lawsuit so that it would become public knowledge. It was, no, let me give you this money and then you don't file and this will not go public. And she decided to take it public. So the people who have this narrative around her taking the money over accountability, she did make him accountable by filing a lawsuit, which is public information. Freedom of Information Act. If she just had allowed him to pay her off and keep her silent, none of us would be sitting here talking about any of this. None of us would know about it. So the people who are really upset with her about it, they really need to thank her for her moving forward with the lawsuit being filed, because now this has him uncovered. And for him to not even sit, but stand before all of those people, sit and lie through his teeth to talk about how much he misses Kim, and to stand up there giving this conjured up speech, trying to sound like Martin Luther Combs, to say he has a dream about Black people being free, when he was holding this chick hostage in a way. And some people could say, well, no, she stayed because of the trappings of the money and the wealth and the access and the lifestyle that she was living. Yeah, you might be able to say that, but multiple things can be true at the same time, period. And imagine all of the people that are going through things with people who don't have the type of money that she has. But on the flip side of the coin, him having the money and the access and the lifestyle that he had did not give him the right to do things like that to anyone. So let's not say, oh, she just wanted the money. Let's say, oh, he just did those things because he had the money. Period. Another part of him being uncovered, I don't know if you all remember this, but years ago he did a song with Nas called Hate Me Now. And the video was seen as controversial because it showcased Nas and Diddy being featured in a scene of the two of them on a cross, like they were being crucified with crowns of thorns on their heads. And this was already done. Like, he already went through everything. They did not transpose his body onto a cross and make him look like that. He had already done it. But then he decided after the fact that the scene was blasphemous and wanted it cut from the video. But the unedited version aired on MTV, and I remember that from years ago. So in response, he went to the office of the then president of Interscope Records, Steve Stout, and assaulted him with a chair, a telephone, and a champagne bottle. He pled guilty to a reduced charge and was sentenced to 1 day of anger management. And I'm quite sure Steve Stout got some money out of him too, because I'm quite sure that that wasn't going to go down without some money exchanging hands. But this man who was talking about this is blasphemous, but if you are a believer and you felt that it was blasphemous, why did you even do it in the first place? And then your response to the unedited version airing on MTV is for you to go and assault someone? How Christ-like. Just ridiculous, you know. Where, you know, as I see some more things that I feel like I want to talk about and uncover, we'll talk about it over here. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.